Hi, Baz.
Hi, Jen. And hello, viewers out there, the 5 of you that are going to listen to this.
I'm going to talk in this accent for the whole
Lord
podcast
help us
episode.
We just saw Fackham Hall. Fackham Hall.
Fackham Hall.
Which was directed by Jim O'Hanlon, starring our beloved Thomasin McKenzie.
I love Thomasin McKenzie.
And also Ben Radcliffe, who I don't know, but he was pretty good.
Yeah, he looked like Matt Healy.
Matt
Healy.
Jesus.
And Brendan Urie.
No.
A little bit. A little bit.
What a funny fucking movie.
Actually.
So stupid. No, I'm taking the phone. So fucking dumb. You need to understand this. It is the dumbest movie I've... the only thing I can relate it to is like Meet the Fockers.
Oh yeah, it's very Meet the Fockers, but it's
a spoof of like Downton Abbey and shows like that.
Meet the Fockers, but if literally every 6 seconds there was a joke.
Yeah.
And the jokes are half of them are so stupid.
They're so dumb.
Half of them are so incredibly clever. Like, there's a picture of the two sisters and the
it says
Eric
Peacock and Sleater.
Yeah, it says Peacock and Sleater. And then Eric rips it in half, and now it says Cock Eater underneath Thomasin. Like, they have such good setup to all these little, like, visual gags. And also, my favorite part of it was that there's so many background gags. Like, Eric will throw a cigarette over his shoulder, and then as the scene's going on, the car is slowly catching fire behind them, and a servant's trying to put it out, and no one acknowledges it. And like, there's so many points like that throughout the film where there's just like really dumb, little gags, but they're clearly paying attention.
My favorite gag was the one about the Bechdel sisters.
There's two sisters and they're like, oh, a man, I would die to marry a man. Oh, I can't believe it. He's so dreamy. I love a man. And then someone goes, yes, have you met the Bechdel sister?
Have you ever had a dream that your penis fell off, but you couldn't go to the doctor because you were late for school?
Yeah, like, there's so many fucking jokes in this movie that are, like, they're so incredibly dumb. And the reveal that Fackham Hall is really just fuck them all is hilarious. And underneath the sign, it has, like, incestuous ad infinitum.
Yep.
Because the plot is about marrying their first cousin. It's...
My favorite joke, other than the Bechdel sisters one, was when Tom Felton, which boo, by the way.
Yeah, boo Tom Felton.
He's the antagonist.
Boo. But also boo Tom Felton.
Yeah.
He's an antagonist in real life.
When he is trying to get with Thomasin McKenzie, and he's like, oh, I found this book of poems. Can I read my favorite one? And she's like, okay. And then he just reads it in silence, like in his head. He doesn't say it aloud to her. And then he closes the book and he was like, yeah, that was good.
There's a recurring gag. It's brought in at the beginning where Lord Davenport, Thomasin McKenzie's father, it's like he's sat there puffing on a cigar, he's drinking tea, and it's like, and the Davenports were so unfathomably rich, they wouldn't even lift a finger without a servant to do it for them. And it's he's sipping tea with his pinky extended. And it pans out to reveal that there's a servant with his arms tucked underneath Lord. And they kept repeating that gag throughout the movie. When he's puffing on a cigarette, it's actually his servant. So when he's shooting a gun, it's actually his servant's arms through it. Like, it's really fucking funny. There's so much visual, like, slapsticky comedy, but also, like, there's so much just stupid wordplay. And the
vicar.
The vicar.
My
God. Comedy is always best in threes, you know, and so, like, you set up a joke, and then you tell it, you know, you amp it up a little bit, and then you do it a third time, and after that third time, you know, it's not funny anymore. And they followed that with the vicar at the wedding, and he would go on, he'd be like, and now we as clergymen love to prey on children. Sorry. And now we as clergymen pray on children and blah, blah, blah. Like, there was numerous times where he'd read, Jesus is gay. Jesus. We are gay, or whatever.
No. You're misquoting because...
I'm misquoting it, I know.
The thing is, with all those jokes, it's like he's reading a word or two extra from where the period is. So it's like, God is beautiful and Jesus is gay. God is beautiful and Jesus is. gay are we all to be here today? And like things like that.
There's another, my favorite of all of the recurring gags is that J.R.R. Tolkien is a character here. And he's introduced, and the first thing he does is he goes, I spent the last 15 years making a language for the orcs. And like he goes on, and everyone's like, yeah. And he sat there writing down ideas the whole time, in the background of everything. And there's one point, where they're like shouting out suspects, and he goes, Aragorn. Yeah. And then they keep going, and then he goes, no, Treebeard. and he just keeps making little things, and he's like writing down ideas, and Lady Davenport at one point is like, oh, it's in my pants, my precious. And he goes, say that again. And she goes,
my trousers.
It's in my trousers, my precious. And he goes, say that again. And she goes, it's in my trousers. And he goes, it's in my trousers, and writes it down next to a little drawing of Gollum. And then at the end of the movie, he's talking to this guy who's a donkey.
I shan't and I swill.
He's talking to a donkey fucker, and he goes, oh, my name is J.R.R. Tolkien, nice to meet you. And the guy goes, well, I'm Bill Bo Baggins. And he goes, what a good name. Then Bilbo Baggins goes, and this is the donkey I'm fucking, Mildred. And he goes, I've already got it, thank you. Like, it's so fucking, like, 12-year-old humor, but, like, it's so incredible.
I would love to watch this drunk.
Oh, this movie would be incredible inebriated, especially with friends. Like,
oh my God. Also, speaking of friends, let me, give me this. I need to fucking rant, because when we booked these tickets, we were the only two people in the theater, and we were up until yesterday. I checked our seats yesterday. There was no one else in the theater. And when we got there, well, I checked on my phone to see if the theater had filled up at all. Someone took the seat directly next to us. The only other person in the theater, empty theater aside from us two, took the seat directly next to us. I got in the theater before Jen did. I sit down, and this old lady is there. And when I sit down in my seat...
She was supposed to be sat next to Baz. She fucking moved 3 seats over to then sit next to me instead.
And like when I sat down in my seat, she glared at me.
Yeah, like you didn't fucking book the ticket next to people who are already there.
So, I almost said something to her, and then we decided to move to the row in front. But
as soon as we sat in the row in front, I sat there and I was like, I wish I fucking sat down in my seat and was a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I almost moved back to sit right next to her.
Oh my God.
She was like, she was this just old woman who was like scoffing, and it's like, girl, you're at a stupid comedy movie called Fuck Them All. Like, come on. I can't. Baz and I were having a really good time. She leaned over to me after like 2 minutes. It was like, shut the fuck up, because I could not stop.
It was laughing. A little bit loud in my ear.
Sorry. I think that you should be able to laugh at a fucking comedy movie. And that's the whole point of watching a film. And if you're trying to stop your laughter, you're not having an authentic experience.
I agree and disagree.
That's the whole point of watching a movie.
Anyways, going back to the actual movie instead of our experience, I want to see this as I want Benoit Blanc in this universe.
Yes, I want Benoit Blanc in this universe so bad. But like Benoit Blanc is having a Knives Out plot while the rest of the fucking movie is not. Like we cut to Benoit Blanc and he's, yes, inside Fackham Hall, and like he's going and he's so serious.
What were the words overheard by the Nazi child masturbating in the bathroom?
What were the words that they said in that little pub about London being a shithole?
That young girl who's most certainly a Cockney.
I fucking, like, I want Benoit Blanc here, but Benoit Blanc is having a Knives Out plot while no one else is, and I think that would add, they need to make, I want this to be a franchise. And, but in a way that, like, the next movie, they recast, like, 80% of the characters, but they don't acknowledge it. But, no, I loved all the characters, but I think that would be funny if, like, half of them look different.
If it's a franchise, the jokes are gonna get worse.
That's true.
Like, and apparently this had, like, 5 writers.
Yeah, but it was incredible. The script was so intelligent. All of the comedy was so intelligent. And, like,
Yeah.
Normally when there's that many writers, it's a bad thing, but like in this case, I can guarantee every single one of them made the script better and better and better as it went on. And like I worked at a production company mainly focused on rom-coms, and it was always like, is the comedy good? There needs to be at least one joke per page, you know, punch up the comedy. Like, that was the biggest note always, was like, oh, we've gone 3 pages and there's not a joke yet. And like, obviously not in like big scenes, but like, if it's a comedy, you should be laughing pretty frequently. And this movie was so fucking constant. And there were even moments where like, they would go on these long fucking setups for a joke, and like they're all going pheasant hunting, and Archibald accidentally turns and shoots Lord Davenport, and he's having this whole scene about him dying, and he's bleeding out, and he's saying, oh, goodbye, Rose, who's Thomasin McKenzie, blah 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 blah, I will, like, blah, and he's going on, and then fucking Eric is like, Rose, there's no blood. And they look and they rip open his suit coat and they find that his pocket watch stopped the bullet. And everyone's so excited, and he gets up and Archibald's like, oh, I learned my lesson. I need to be more careful about gut. And he shoots Lord Davenport again, and Lord Davenport falls over and he's bleeding this time. And oh my, and it's going on. And it goes on for another 2 fucking minutes of him dying. He's like, oh, I see the light, and I see my dead sons, John and Paul and George and little Ringo. Oh, I'll be there, my boys. We'll come together soon. I want to hold your hand. And it's going on and on and on. And then he goes, and they reach in, they pull out a flask, and it has a bullet in it. And he goes, oh, my Bloody Mary, it stopped the bullet. And like, they do the same, it's the same fucking joke, but the setup to it, even though it was fucking long and you knew it was gonna happen again, happens again, and it's fucking hilarious. And then they don't follow the rule of threes and repeat it a third time, but it's like, it works. And it's fucking, and then he dies later in the fucking movie. It's just really intelligent, and the script is really fucking fantastic.
And there's a random panda in there.
Yeah, and there's a random panda, and he's when the fucking, and they do the
and
who's
a Drake
on,
and
yeah,
Snoop Dogg reference.
There's a fucking who's on first, what's on second joke with Inspector Watts, and Inspector Watts who's solving.
Just what?
It's Inspector Watt. Sorry, is solving
WATT.
solving the murder of Lord Davenport. And he goes, and of course, I would notice anything out of the ordinary going on. And it just pans to the side, and there's a guy in a full fucking panda fursuit, and no one says anything about it. It's,
oh my god, Inspector What taking off his mustache?
yeah, he fucking has this giant curly mustache.
Like Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, he looks like the guy in fucking Death on the Nile or whatever the fuck it's called. And
which, by the way, in Death on the Nile, they gave an origin story for the mustache.
And he fucking peels off his mustache after he puts his hat and coat on the coat hanger and hangs it up on the coat hanger and walks in. I have only good things to say about this movie.
It's
like,
so dumb.
It's so incredibly
you need to
dumb.
buy into how campy and stupid it is.
But like, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like, I can't fault a movie for being dumb that's trying to be dumb.
No, and I think what really sells it is that every single actor in it knows exactly what kind of movie it is.
They all know exactly what they're doing.
And like, they know what they're doing, and they're taking it seriously, and that how like this is just like they play it straight, even though every single line of dialogue is a joke.
Yes, and it's amazing that they all play it. Like,
yeah.
Every single actor in this movie is actually fucking incredible in the way, like, I would be laughing my ass off every 6 seconds. And they're all just like playing everything completely straight and just talking with like these silly accents and everything. And it's really, really good. I really liked it. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Baz, I'm going to ask you a question now.
Uh-huh.
What is your letterbox rating gonna be?
Girl, I don't fucking know. Like, it could be like a 3 and a like, or it could be a 5. I don't know.
I wholeheartedly disagree with it being a 3.
I have no idea. I guess you'll find out in the video because I need to think about it.
I am giving it a really solid 4 and a like.
That's probably where I'm gonna end up. But...
I could be convinced to go a 4.5.
Wow.
I really enjoyed this movie. It's crazy that I literally said in the Eternity episode, I rarely laugh that much in a theater, and that movie was like, so I was laughing so much. This fucking blew that movie out of the water in terms of how much I was laughing. It was fucking incredible. I really liked this film. I will definitely be giving it 4. I could be convinced to do 4.5. I think it was really clever and really well written. And yeah, that's my thoughts. Baz?
I am probably maybe a 4. Definite like. I had such a great time with it. Yeah, I mean everything we've said already has been said. I think.
Bye.